Hi, and welcome to this week's podcast. Hey, before I jump into this week's show, I got some terrific information. I've got a new website, www.scottscomedystuff.com. Sounds fancy, huh? scottscomedystuff.com. Well, what I've done is pulled together some information and education that people have been asking for. I have a brand new online comedy course that is based from a comedy producer's point of view. It includes great information, advice from professional comics, and some terrific videos. And speaking of videos, I'm also launching my video archive. If you've enjoyed the live comedy on the podcast, imagine seeing Bob Saget and Paula Poundstone live video on stage. So this is all new stuff. Check it out. scottscomedystuff.com. Okay, it's time to get into this week's show. Here you go.
This is another episode of Standup Comedy, your host and MC, celebrating 40-plus years on the fringe of show business. Stories, interviews, and comedy sets from the famous and not so famous. Here's your host and MC, Scott Edwards.
Hey, thanks for joining us in the second show of your host and MC. First, let me just say I need to apologize for the first show. It does give out the information and the story and has a great set by Gary Shandling, but technologically it was my first effort and not the best. So hopefully it'll get better here moving forward. Now, as I mentioned in this series of podcasts, we're going to be doing interviews and have lots of comedy entertainment and tell you stories from the last 4 decades of being a part of the comedy world. But in this particular show, I'm going to go back to my roots and do a regular show format. In other words, we're going to have 3 comics, an opening act, a feature act, and a headliner, and they're each going to do a little set for you and entertain you. And that's all we're going to do in this show. We'll save the stories and interviews and other background information for later. But I think you'll enjoy this because it does give you a feel for how stand-up is presented live, and it's kind of fun. So sit back and relax, and let's jump into this. So, hey, good evening and welcome. We have a great show for you tonight. Later on, we have an amazing headliner. He's done a lot of TV. He's very funny. He comes out of Palm Springs, and his name is Denny Johnston. And I think, and I know you're going to love his unique type of entertainment. Coming up also a little bit later in our feature position, the comedy humor and musical humor of Robert Aquayo. He's out of Venice Beach. He is a very talented musician and a very funny comic, and I think you'll enjoy his musical interpretation of comedy. But right now we have a special treat. This first act has been an opening act and MC at my club over the last few years, and he is originally from England, came over to America when he was about 9 or 10, and developed a sense of humor in school, and now he's doing stand-up comedy. I think you'll enjoy it. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first act for this show, Andy Roberts.
Thank you. That's very kind. I was just talking to somebody back there who mentioned that it's their anniversary today, and I remember back to my anniversary. I've got a perfect marriage, though. I've been married for like 4 years, and I've got a little boy who's 6 years old. And no, he's cute. He's really cute. But I've got the most perfect marriage. I don't want to brag. Yeah, I do have a perfect marriage. I'm married to a deaf and dumb nymphomaniac with a liquor store. And no, you can't get much more perfect than that. My wife's funny, though. My wife is funny. I came down this morning and found her ironing her brassiere, okay? So like a comedian, I said, well, what are you ironing that for, love? You got nothing to put in it. She said, I ironed your shorts as well. Guys, we do silly things when we're married, don't we, guys, huh? Take, for instance, coming home late. Guys, what do we do every time we come home late? Come home at like 2 o'clock in the morning. What do we do, guys? We all do it. We switch the car engine off coming down the road, don't we, huh? Makes too much noise, you see. And then what happens? We go straight past the drive because the steering lock's on. You back up, you go in the drive again. You don't shut that car door till the morning, do you guys, huh? All the guys that are laughing are the guys that have done this, all right? Okay? And then you miss the cats, you miss the milk bottles on the step. Isn't that funny trying to open that front door when you're drunk, huh? And you're trying to open the front door with your ignition key. Shoes and socks off up the stairs, isn't it, guys, huh? You open the bedroom door really quietly, and the bedroom is in complete darkness. But you know it's lying there. Because you can hear it breathing and snoring. The Incredible Hulk in pantyhose is waiting for you to come home. Then you creep round to the side of the bed and you guys, huh? You get undressed in the dark. Isn't that funny when you're drunk, huh? And you're trying to pull your pants off over your head. Oh. You slip beneath the sheets. You think you've made a home run. When all of a sudden, 2 o'clock in the morning, it suddenly wakes up. You have done the worst thing you could possibly do. You have awoken the bionic tongue. And if you've got a wife that sounds anything like my wife, it'll sound something like this. Where the heck you mean? What time did you call yourself? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're married to the first one. Salama took me a tap last time. He took me out 2 years ago. You drunk them with that honeymoon. Honeymoon got drunk. Are you going to borrow? I'm going to go pay the mortgage with it. You're going to go back to the bar and borrow the money. I don't care. I'm going to go to my mother first thing in the morning. I don't give a shit. No. No. What do you say then, guys? You say, well, what's the matter, love? Guys, don't do this anymore. Do what I do now. Do exactly the opposite, okay? Come home at like 6 o'clock in the morning, all right? Rev the car engine up when you're coming down the street. Screech into the drive. The horn 3 times at least, guys. The car door twice at least. Do. The milk bottles. Smash them all over the street. Wake the whole neighbourhood up. The cat, best one, up the butt. Use every single key to open that front door. Stomp up them stairs as if you own the place. Fling open the bedroom door. And in your most sexiest and in your most seductive voice, say, darling, prepare yourself. For I'm in the mood for love. And you bet your life, guys, she'll be asleep then. I'm telling you, it never fails. Never, ever fails. It works all the time for me. It really does. But as I was saying, I've been married. I've got a little boy who's 6 years old. And he's cute because he got sent home from school the other day. And I said to him, oi, son, what are you doing home early from school? He said, well, Dad, I've been sent home. I said, well, why have you been sent home? He said, well, the boy in the next desk to me was smoking. I said, well, why did you get sent home? He said, because I set him on fire. And he's gone into school, and the teacher said, come on, sit down, we're going to play a little game now. I've got my hand behind my back, and I've got hold of something that's round and red. You've got to guess what it is. Little girl put her hand and said, please, miss, is it a tomato? Okay, or the American version. Please, miss, is it a tomato? Just for you guys, all right, okay? She said, no, it's an apple, but it shows your thinking. Now, behind my back, I've got hold of something that's long and yellow. You've got to guess what it is. Little girl, please, miss, a Chinaman. She said, now, pack that up. Enough of that. The teacher said, you can eat it. Little girl, please, miss, a Chinaman. She said, get out, get out. Said, please, miss, is it a lemon? She said, no, it's a banana, but it shows your thinking. Now, my little son has had enough of this. 6 years old. He said, here, miss, can I have a go at that stupid game? She said, yes, of course you can. He said, all right then, right. I've got my hand in my pants pocket. And I've got hold of something. 1.5 inches long. Bring back some memories for you, does it, huh? Memories of last night, is that right, huh? It said 1.5 inches long, with a big red bit on the end of it. The teacher said, you disgusting boy, come out here and face the blackboard. He said, no, miss, it's a matchstick, but it shows your thinking, doesn't it, huh?
Well, that was Andy Roberts, and he was performing live on stage back in the 1980s. And I don't know what happened to him after all that. He worked for me off and on for almost 8 years, but he did move on, and I hope he's doing well wherever he's at. But we hope you enjoyed that set by Andy Roberts. We have some more great comedy coming up with Denny Johnston and Robert Aquayo. But right now, let's just take a minute and have a word from our sponsor. Thanks for listening.
This episode's sponsor is DR Design and Remodel, flooring, tile, carpentry, and more. Located in beautiful Elk Grove, California, at 10461 Grant Line Road, just off Highway 99 near Sacramento. They do amazing bathroom and kitchen remodels, from design to construction completion, totally professional in every way. Their showroom features beautiful fixtures, a wide range of flooring, and design ideas to boggle the mind. Their on-site design staff will guide you through to see your dream home come true. So call DR Design and Remodel at 916-269-0451 to set an appointment or visit their showroom today. We want to thank DR Design and Remodel for being our sponsor.
Welcome back to our show. We're going to keep moving along. Coming up in just a little bit, our headliner, Denny Johnston. But right now, we're going to have our featured act, Robert Aquayo. I did want to explain the reason I did this format for this episode is to kind of give you a feeling of how it was at a comedy club live. It was generally a opening act, a featured act, and a headliner. And it really was based on their experience, amount of talent, and amount of material. For example, as you listen to these three acts, you might notice that the opening act isn't quite as strong as the feature act. And back in the day, the opening acts might make $100 to $300 for a week's work. The featured acts generally had to do more time, more than 15, 20 minutes, sometimes half an hour. And they might make $600 or $800 for a week's work. And then the headliners, and they ranged quite a bit depending on their experience, amount of television, and time in comedy and the length of their sets. Generally a minimum of 40 minutes. We could go all the way up to over an hour. And they would make anywhere from $800 to $2,000, $2,500 for a week. Some of the bigger names that were already celebrities, we paid quite a bit more than that. So you can see there's a real setup and status of how the entertainers work through. And in a future episode, we'll explain how a comedy club fits into the chain and the growth of a talent going from being the class clown to maybe being a television star. But right now, let's get back to our show. So coming up next is some great comedy music from a very talented musician. He worked for me for a couple decades, actually. He actually created the theme song for Laughs Unlimited, and was known for his music and his comedy. He's a great guy from Venice Beach. Let's hear for Robert Aquayo.
Well, all you people, gather round, see the last real man in this whole town. I eat raw meat for breakfast, drink scotch till I'm blind. I pick on homos 2 at a time. I am the last surviving real man. You don't like it, I don't give a good goddamn. I scare old ladies who go out for a walk. I grab their pacemakers and chase them down the block. I find a little kid who's got a broken leg. I kick away his crutches just to hear him beg. I am the last surviving real man. You don't like it, I don't give a good goddamn. I'm so macho, my mother's name is Spike. I make love to women, I don't even like. I have to shave 6 or 7 times a day. I got so many hormones I can't keep the dogs away. I'm the last surviving real man. You don't like it, I don't give a good goddamn. See, people, I'm the kind of guy that goes up to Mr. T and goes, "Yo, pussy! Nice haircut. If you're cleaning a toilet." Yeah, but I can talk like that because I take care of myself. I go to aerobics class. When I want to lose weight, I use heroin light. That's a joke. Laugh or I'll give you an enema. The last surviving real man. If you don't like it, I don't give a good goddamn. I said I am the last surviving real man. You don't like it, you don't like it, said if you don't like it. I'm going to do a song about drinking for you folks, something you know a little bit about. And you go out, right, Frank? Okay. You go out for the evening, you have a couple drinks, and it makes you feel good. So you have a couple more, and you feel really good. Then you have like one or two more. You feel so good. You feel bad. The next day you wake up and you start remembering everything you did the night before. I feel so good, I feel bad. I feel so good, I feel bad. Well, it might have been the wine that I had, but I feel so good, I feel bad. Oh, I was having fun, now the fun's all done. I feel so good, I feel bad. I'm sorry that I lost it in your car. I'm sorry that I lost it in your car. I never knew that food could go that far. I'm sorry that I lost it in your car. I was feeling great, must be something I ate. I'm sorry that I lost it in your car. You know I didn't mean to hit your mom. You know I didn't mean to hit your mom. I guess I should have had the headlights on. You know I didn't mean to hit your mom. If she could talk, she'd say, I had the right of way. You know I didn't mean to hit your mom. I guess you're probably mad about the flames. I guess you're probably mad about the flames. Your patio will never be the same. I guess you're probably mad about the flames. But with all that wood, it sure burned good. I guess you're probably mad about the flames. I feel so good, I feel bad. I said I feel so good, I feel bad. Well, it might have been the wine that I had, but I feel so good, I feel bad. Oh, I was having fun, now the fun's all done. I feel so good, that I feel so good, feel so good, I feel bad. Well, it was a bad day for me. Woke up, found out my girlfriend left me for a reggae band, you know? Yeah, she calls up and says, Reggae. Even though she's going to be living with 19 Jamaicans named Robbie, we can still be friends. So I wrote a little love song. I'll share it with you. It's for anyone who's ever been involved with somebody they felt was very, very special and heard those magic words. Hey, let's be friends. You called to say it's over. Could we still be friends? That really is quite touching, but I think it all depends. First I must convey to you the way I feel inside. I didn't want to lose you. I can't let these feelings hide. I'm gonna write your name and number on every bathroom wall. I'm gonna put for a good time just to give you a call. I'm gonna call Roto-Rooter, pizza man too. Have him pay a visit at 4 a.m. to you. I'm gonna tell the world just how low you are. Feed some dog a laxative and lock him in your car. Baby, then, oh man, we can be friends. I'm gonna tell your mother that you're hooked on drugs. You say it's because she never gave you love. I'm gonna call up the airline and the rent-a-car and charge a nice vacation to your credit card. I'm going down to the X-rated classified, publish your picture under fit to be tied. And baby, then, oh man, we can be friends. See, darling, it's not that I reject your friendship, but first I must express my feelings. You know, scientists and doctors say after extensive studies, the repression of hostile feelings leads to further anxiety. Bitch. I'm gonna take all your letters that say I love you, paste them to your forehead with some crazy glue. Baby, then, oh man, we can be friends, and no sooner, oh man, we can be friends. I really mean
Wow. That was a couple great songs from a great guy, Robert Aquayo. And he is still playing music and doing comedy. I don't know if he still lives in Venice Beach, but I saw his name on a few marquees down in Southern California, and he's still getting around and doing his stuff. A couple of his claims to fame, he actually was on The Love Boat, the TV series, as a semi-regular, and he worked the Comedy Store for a number of years as a house MC and musician. He is a very, very talented guy, and we were just very blessed to have Robert in our early comedy lives. So we hope you enjoyed that. Coming up next is our headliner. I could say an awful lot about this guy, but I think I'm going to let his comedy speak for him. So here's your headliner for tonight. It's Denny Johnston.
Our next act tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Los Angeles Comedy Laugh-Off. You've seen him. He's a regular on cable TV's Laugh-a-thon, and he's been seen in other TV and movies. Very, very funny guy. Regular here at Laughs Unlimited. How about a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, the guy who's about to have his own TV special, Denny Johnston. Right here, Denny Johnston. Right here.
My name's Joe Bob Carl Davis. I'm president of the Carpenters Union, Bakersfield, California. I have several safety tips for you. When cutting 2x4s with a goddamn skill saw, make sure that you always wear a pair of these here safety goggles, even though they do make you look like a real fucking asshole. Then safety tip number 2. Be sure that you never, ever, ever do this. Thank you. I'd like to slow things down now and then. Get romantic. Feeling nothing more than... These are weird, aren't they? Can't see shit out of these. I don't know what they are. I bought them for like 35 cents in a thrift shop, you know? People tell me they're welding glasses, swimming goggles, sun tanning glasses. I don't know what they are. All I know is I own them now. Someday I'm going to get up the nerve and wear these into a bank at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Bathroom? I have to make a large deposit. Or it'd be fun to wear these into a 7-Eleven store like 4:30 in the morning, you know. Yeah, give me a box of Cheerios. And a box of Tampax, okay? Quick impression of John Boy on the Waltons. Now from Popeo, it's Instapimp. A little parrot head? No? Okay, don't mind if I do. Oh, Polly, oh, Polly. These are called Spider-Man hands. They sell them to kids. I bought one, fixed it up a little. Now, when cops pull it next to me, I go... leave messages on telephone answering machines. This is a fun thing to do. Next time you call and a machine answers, make the owner of the machine think something's wrong with it. Leave a message like this. There's a song I wrote when I was about 15. Let me sing you a song about President Reagan and all the great things he's done. Hang on. Here's a good joke. Guy comes home, he goes, "Hey dear, what's for dinner?" His wife goes, "Meatloaf." He goes, "Great, what about the vegetables?" She goes, "They won't be home from school for another half hour." Terrible. I don't even know who Jack Nicholson is. Not everyone. Okay, for those of you who don't know, he's the guy that played on Chico and the Man with Freddie Prinze. No, Jack Nicholson's a great actor, and I think he'll continue to get great films offered to him, but in this business, you never know when your career's going to go downhill, and I think if Jack Nicholson couldn't get a job as an actor in a film, and the only job they offered him was to host a television kiddie show, this is how I think Jack would handle the job. You little turd droppers. Now, before we start to tape the McMurphy the Clown Show, Uncle Jack wants to talk to you kids about a few things that are starting to piss him off. Tired of you guys coming to the show drunker and shit. I don't want to find any more Reds or Quaaludes on the floors either. We're not going to show any more fucking cartoons. Last week we had what we call share period, and little Susie Thompson said that she wanted to come up and show us all her little pussy. Uncle Jack thought she's talking about a goddamn cat. So remember, kids, if this stuff continues to happen, Uncle Jack's gonna have to put his hands around your little necks and squeeze real hard till your fucking eyes pop out. Thanks. I got dog dew on the carpet of my girlfriend's car. I don't know how long it had been there. Maybe maybe since we left the bar. Well, it got to stinking just past Lincoln and Tulsa Boulevard. She dropped me off and I could have kissed her, but I threw up in my front yard. My breath could turn a herd of cattle heading north instead of south. Besides, I had some crusty cheese dip all caked up around my mouth. And my shirt, it had a spot. My pizza dripped, 'cause the sauce was hot. And my pants, they had a tear. Hell, you could see my pubic hair. Got a load again. I don't know just why, but I've got a load again. Hello, girl, it's been a while. Guess you'll be glad to know that I've learned how to laugh and smile. Getting over you is slow. They say old lovers can be good friends, but I never thought I'd really see you. I'd really see you again. I'd go crazy. I did that on the Merv Griffin show, and my mom got pissed. I said, Mom, it's just comedy. She goes, we don't know someone can have a problem like that out there. I said, well, then they shouldn't try to play the fucking guitar. Can I get a beer from one of the waitresses, please? I smoked 2 lids today. I should have known. Well, John Wayne has left us. I used to do an impression of John Wayne, and then he died, so I quit doing the impression. Then about 3 days went by, and I went, fuck this, I gotta make a living. No, I'm kidding. I really like John Wayne, and I'd like to bring him back here for a moment and do my impression of John Wayne if he ever became a stand-up comic. Buenos nachos. I just rode my horse in from Las Vegas. Boy, are his balls swollen. Oh, there's a little joke for you. What's the difference between a moose and Lawrence Welk's orchestra? On a moose, the horns are up front and the asshole's in back. Thank you. Well, there's another little joke for you. Guy goes in a doctor's office and says, Doc, I don't know what's wrong with me. Every time I eat something, it comes out looking the same. I eat a hamburger, it comes out looking like a hamburger. I eat a slice of pizza, it comes out looking like a slice of pizza. Pepperonis are even in the same spot. What the hell am I gonna do, Doc? Doc says, eat shit. Well, here's another little joke for you. What do you call a Mexican with a vasectomy? Dry Martinez. A black couple, Mr. and Mrs. Jackson, are sitting at the breakfast room table with their 10-month-old kid. All of a sudden, the little kid looks up at Mrs. Jackson and says, "Mother." Mr. Jackson looks over and says, "You hear that, honey? He just said half a word." 3, 4. Well, here's another little joke for you. You hear about the prostitute that went on a fishing trip with 7 guys and came home with a big red snapper? Oh, don't look at me, I don't write this shit. Oh, here's another little joke for you. Remember the girl that got eaten by the shark in Jaws? How'd they find out she had dandruff? Found her head and shoulders on the beach. If you don't like my jokes, come up here and tell me personally, and I'll rip off your head and shit in your neck. It'll make no difference to me. Well, here's another little joke for you. 3 old guys are sitting in a rest home. One guy's 70, one's 80, and the third one's 90. Well, they're sitting around talking one day, and the 70-year-old says, "Boy, I wish I could take a healthy piss again." The 80-year-old says, "I got no problem doing that. I just wish I could take a healthy shit again." Well, the 90-year-old looks over and says, "Every morning at 7 o'clock, I take a healthy piss. About 9:20 on the button, I take a healthy shit. I just wish I could wake up before noon." Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that. That was Denny Johnston. He was always a great entertainer. As I mentioned, you may have recognized his voice. He's done a lot of television, many TV appearances, including the Steve Martin 1-hour special. He was a regular on Make Me Laugh back in the 90s and 80s. He's still touring and doing comedy around the West Coast. A regular at the Ice House, the Comedy Store, and a lot of clubs. Some little bit of trivia that you might find interesting. He did appear on the Steve Martin comedy special, but many years before, Steve Martin actually was his opening act. How about that for irony? All right. Anyway, Denny Johnston, we hope you enjoyed that comedy set. And in future shows, we'll have probably a little bit less stand-up comedy, but we'll have more stories and more interviews and hopefully as much fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed episode 2 of the Your Host and MC series. And again, thanks for joining us. And if you like the podcast, we're just getting started, but tell a friend and let's get it out there. All right? All right. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Stand-Up Comedy, Your Host and MC. For information on the show, merchandise, and our sponsors, or to send comments to Scott, visit our website at www.standupyourhostandmc.com. Look for more episodes soon and enjoy the world of stand-up comedy. Visit a comedy showroom near you.